What's up, everybody? Well, I got another gameplay video for you guys today, this time on the Ally X and Z1 Extreme, and we're gonna try out that Sword Art Online Fractured Daydream game that somebody had me test out on the Steam Decks. And it ran all right, all low. It was getting high 40s to mid 50s. In fact, you could probably put some stuff up to medium even, if you're one of those people that doesn't care about 60 and you're not getting 60 anyway. So, I mean, might as well pretty it up if you want a little more graphics, right? Me, I'd probably just leave it the way it was. When you're in handheld mode, it wasn't that bad at all, which is usually the case. There are some times though where a game has to look or have so much upscaling and stuff that it looks terrible even on these little screens, but I don't really think this is one of them. But we'll hop on in there, play at 1080p first. If it can handle that, cool, just get some gameplay, but I have a feeling we'll probably be going through all the settings, which I kind of like anyway. It's more fun that way and more thorough. But in any case, it looks like the Ally X wants to go to sleep on me pretty shortly here, so why don't we just go ahead and pretty much let it do that, grab the Z1 Extreme, and we'll go get started with the gameplay. So we'll start off at 1080p like usual. If I remember correctly, it doesn't go that great. Like sometimes it can hit 30 FPS, but a lot of times it's hitting in the 20s, which is not playable for most people. Some people might be able to play like that though, so I'll get a tiny bit of gameplay like this, and then we'll move on to something just slightly more reasonable, 900p medium. But regardless, game time. Link start! ミッション開始。900p on the Z1 Extreme now, and this at least gives us playable FPS. Now there could be some instances later on in the game where it drops under 30, but I don't believe it did here on either one of them. But that doesn't mean it never will. I'm just saying I didn't notice it, and I could have just not noticed. But I'd say it's about time for us to go hop in. That way you guys will see for sure.ここの敵を全滅させるぞ。久しぶりだからな。練習相手になってもらうぜ。ここの敵を全滅させるぞ。全滅させたな。ナイス。ミッション開始。ミッションクリアだな。
ミッション開始。ミッションクリアだな。ミッション開始。先へ行こう。ミッションクリアだな。ミッション開始。敵だ。次だ。ミッションクリアだな。
So, last up for the Z1 Extreme here, some 720p low, which seemed pretty much what the Steam Deck was running at. I think the Steam Deck might have had one or two other things on here, but I'm pretty sure it was just low. Everything on low, and most everything else off. So, this should be pretty apples to apples, and this definitely does a little bit better. But at least it can get 60 a lot of the times. There are some times where it does fall under 60 though, but not by too much. But anyway, why don't we get into the game?
Nice. 戦果としてはまずまずか。そろそろあいつとの約束の時間だからな。この辺りで切り上げるか。とメッセージが来た。誰からだ。
お兄ちゃん、今時間ある？ちょっと見せたいものがあるから他のみんなにも集合かけてるんだ。よろしくね。
まあ困ったな。戦略があるんだけど、何か企んでるのかな。すぐのやつちょっと気になるな。
待たせたかしら、キリト。
お、来たか。時間ぴったりだ。約束通りあれ。ああ、そうだ。その前にちょっと寄り道していいか。
別に構わないけど、どこへ？
俺の仲間たちに紹介しとこうと思って。ちょうど今集まってる。じゃあ行こうか。クイネラ。
よーし、絶対他のパーティーに勝つよ。オッケー。
さすがモンスター討伐競争ってやる。次だ。敵だ。オーケー、次へ向かおう。試してみるか。
Well, we're going to start all over again here at 1080p on the Ally X now. Still not playable really at all. Like this, it hovers around 30 but drops into the 20s a lot, just like on the Z1 Extreme. Though this one might get an FPS or two higher. you'd have to compare them together, but it didn't really seem that different between the two to me. But hey, maybe you guys can spot a bigger difference than I can. So let's hop into the game and we'll see.
リンクスタート。ミッション開始。
Not her P time now on the LIX, which is definitely the way to go. If you want to get decent FPS and still have it look all rightish. Low looks a little crappy, even on the handheld screens. It's not horrible, but you can definitely tell it's not the best in the world. Still, does a lot better than a lot of games, I'll tell you that. But I feel like this is a way a lot of people would like to play it. Me, I'd probably just play on low, just so I can have the most FPS I can get, and stay over 60 a majority of the time. But hey, that's the best thing about PCs. There are options for just about anybody. But anyway, let's get into the game, shall we?
Nice! ミッション開始。ミッションクリアだな。ミッション開始。ミッションクリアだな。ミッション開始。ミッションクリアだな。ミッション開始。ミッションクリアだな。
So, now we're going to do 720p low on the LIX here to finish up before the camera recorded portion. And this is definitely how I'd do it. Definitely some spots where it still drops under 60 here and there, but it does stay over it more than it falls under it. And I don't believe the Steam Deck got to 60 at all at any point. It was more in the mid 50s, low 50s, and high 40s. And I think it even dropped into the high 30s every once in a blue moon. but still completely playable. Just not quite as nice as this. But hey, this is more expensive and more powerful and more power hungry. But it's got a bigger battery, so it technically gets better battery life.
ここの敵を全滅させるぞ。先へ行こう。全滅させたな。ナイス。戦果としてはまずまずか。そろそろあいつとの約束の時間だからな。この辺りで切り上げるか。とメッセージが来た。誰からだ？
お兄ちゃん、今時間ある？ちょっと見せたいも他のみんなにも集合かけてるんだ。
まあ困ったな。戦略があるんだけど。見せたいもの何か企んでるのかな、すぐのやつ。
待たせたかしら、キリト。
来たか。時間ぴったりだ。ああ、そうだ。その前にちょっと寄り道していいか？
別に構わないけど、どこへ？
俺の仲間たちに紹介しとこうと思って。じゃ行こうか。クイネラ。
よーし、絶対他のパーティーに勝つよ。オッケー。
早速モンスター討伐強制って。やれやれ。オッケー、次へ向かおう。
Alright, now for some camera recorded gameplay. There are some spots that still drops under 60, unfortunately, but Steam Deck couldn't handle staying over 60 at all times either. Wasn't expecting this to either, but it does a better job and can actually do it sometimes, just not all the time. Get back here, you. Alright, I don't think that's the right one I want to go to yet. I wanted to go to this one first, I'm pretty sure. Out of my way. Oh, there he is.
オッケー、次へ向かおう。
降りるよ。
Oh, there's still one more left. Or was. I think last time I came down this way. Oh, that's just them appearing. Like, what the hell is that? So can't go any further that way, so I guess the entrance is somewhere over here. Ooh. There's a chest. Take that! Okay. Lock on. Yes. That's how you get in there. But I also think that's a great time to move on to the Ally X. So I guess let's go ahead and do just that. Alright, before moving on to the camera recorded portion of this, I just wanted to show you guys what this thing does. Although, knowing what usually happens, it'll probably not do that. Kind of like taking a car to the mechanic, it never does that thing you want it to do. Or when your computer's acting up and you don't know what to do. Obviously, I fixed mine myself, but I'm just using it as an example. You gotta take it in, and you try to take it into somebody, some fix-it company, and they're like, oh yeah, no, that's fine, it's not doing anything. And you get home, it just freezes constantly all the time, no matter what for you. You're like, what the fuck? But let's see what it does. Usually it'll get like into like the ads of who made the games, and then it'll just randomly restart. Both of them seem to do it. So on the last one, it got to after this one. Right here is where it restarted on the last one. Is the game just gonna work, or did it restart? What's going on here? I mean, I was trying to show you guys it failing, but not particularly in this sense. Usually it just restarts. Well, yeah, that's what the other one did. This one seems to just give you a black screen. So that's fun. Well, regardless, I will shut it off. That's not what the last one did. All right, there it goes. It finally restarted itself, so... The other one just did that right away. This one kind of like black screened for a while and then decided, okay, I'm fucked. I'll restart eventually by myself. But anyway, now it's done that. Hopefully I can just get right into the game and not have it restart instantly. It only seems to be an issue when it sits around for a little while. And then after it does that, I haven't had issues with it just restarting in the middle of gameplay or anything like that. Anyway, let's go and get into that gameplay. So now let's get some camera-recorded gameplay on the Ally X here. Still can't hit 60 everywhere, but at least it can hit over 60 sometimes. Steam Deck I don't think did anywhere. But that's okay, it was still playable. In the 50s and high 40s. But everything was on low, so same with here. Oh, get back here. Ow. Alright, now I know it doesn't matter which one of these I go to. Hey, he still got me. Got it. Now they don't even need me. I could just sit back and do nothing. But that's no way to improve at the game. But yeah, see what I mean? Sometimes it still drops under 60 a little here and there. But still, very playable. Who's that chest? It is. Oh, that's a good guy. Oops. Guess you don't get up that way. There was one doorway before. I thought it was over here, but I guess I messed up. Either way, I think that's plenty of gameplay. So why don't we go ahead and go wrap this video on up? Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Sword Art Online, Fractured Daydream, and both allies restarted when I tried to play the game. I showed you the X. The X took a little longer to restart. The ally was instantaneous. The other one was like, I'm a black screen for a little bit first. Okay, now I'll restart. And then when I went to go make this outro, this guy decided I'm just gonna freeze when I'm trying to wake up from sleep. So yeah, it's gotta be something with the GPU drive. I don't think that I got so unlucky that both of mine just so happened to get the same Bork driver and everyone else is fine. I have a feeling there's probably a bunch of people complaining about this. Or who knows, maybe I'm just unlucky, and like I said, maybe it just it's happening to me on both of my systems, and I'm the only one that's happening to. Either way, I gotta get a new driver on this thing soon, so hopefully someone can tell me how to just download the ones from AMD, because the normal conventional way doesn't seem to work. I go in there, try to look for the GPU, and then I download it, the, what do you call it, 780M drivers, and it goes, nope, I don't see nothing with that. Here, buddy, you can't install those. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? And then it's like, so I gotta rely on Asus, and I want to do that forever, because eventually they're gonna discontinue these and go, wait, we don't care about them anymore. We've got the newer one with the Z2 chips and everything. We'll see. Maybe Asus will be cool and not do that, but that's usually generally how technology works. Eventually this stuff, it'll get too old for them to care about. Although generally speaking, probably by then they'll be so slow they can't really play most games anyway, to the point where you need driver updates, but still, I would rather just be able to control it. I'll make the decision, you know? I spent the money on this stuff. But anyway, enough rambling. It's time to wrap this video up so I can go get started on the fire bat. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video though, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.